It's time to talk about the Major League Baseball 2020 playoffs. Where they're going to be, I can tell you right now that it's going to be in a bubble.
Humm, baby. Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today, MLB decides playoff bubble locations. The World Series is going to be at Globe Life Field. Brand new stadium. Pretty cool. No problem there. We go into where the playoffs are going to take place before the World Series. It's pretty interesting because, according to Jeff Passan, who's expanded upon Ken Rosenthal's original report, the National League Division Series will take place at Globe Life Field in Arlington and Minute Maid Park in Houston, American League stadiums, and the American League Division Series will take place at Petco Park in San Diego and Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, National League stadiums. So I can only assume that is to keep anyone from having an advantage. So maybe that's why, but we'll get into the details and find out exactly what's going on. But for now, it is kind of weird because the National League teams are going to be playing in American League parks and the American League teams are going to be playing in National League parks. But since everything has been weird this year, why not? As expected, the World Series will be held in the Rangers' new ballpark, and the bubbles are such that no team will play at home after the first round. In the best of three wild card round, the higher seed will host all the games at its home ballpark. So it does stay that way. So we kind of talked about what would happen if the Giants played the Dodgers in the first round. At first, I was like, how cool would that be if they beat them in Dodger Stadium? But then we're like, oh no, it's going to be a bubble. But no, they're going to stick to that because that's supposed to be the advantage of the home team. Is supposed to be that they had the better record. They won their division, and they get to host all three games. That's going to stay that way. I wasn't a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that, but at least they're going to stick with that. The plan is subject to approval by Players Association, so I guess it's not 100% yet. There will be negotiations on how to strike a balance between protocols designed to limit the risk of COVID-19 outbreak and players' desire for some sense of normality. There ain't no normality. This has been the weirdest year of my life, and probably for most people, it has been the weirdest year of y'all's lives because it has just been bizarre. And I think just in general, there is no doubt 2020 will be a year we will never forget. Now, of course, maybe someday in our lifetimes there'll be a total freaking apocalypse and the streets will be filled with people with machine guns. It'll be crazy and the sky will be black and who knows what the hell. And we'll be like, man, let's go back to 2020. But as of now, this is the weirdest year that I've ever experienced. So normality, no. Forget that crap. There ain't going to be no normality. You guys just got to do what you got to do. During the regular season, thus far, numerous games have been postponed because of one or more positive COVID-19 tests on 4 separate teams, Giants now included. The nightmare scenario for MLB is a COVID cluster during the playoffs. The bubble plan, despite the logistical challenges and inconveniences, is of course designed to limit that risk and allow a conclusion to the 2020 season. So it sounds good to me. I think that we're going to get through this season because we are already here in mid-September. We are at the home stretch here. We're going to figure it out. If the Giants have to play some doubleheaders, it'll be done. The Padres might have to play some doubleheaders, and that's not y'all's fault. That's our fault. But nevertheless, there are going to be some more doubleheaders. Marlins, Cardinals still trying to get all their games in. So I think that we're going to be okay. Unless there's some disaster that happens and a whole bunch of teams start getting this thing, we're going to be okay. Let's get into these playoffs and see what happens. But I'm curious what some other people's thoughts are on this. So I'm going to jump into Twitter. Now all baseball needs is an agreement on how to integrate families. Do they really need to? I mean, I'm not trying to be harsh. Just let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm an asshole, but do they really need to worry about that? I mean, can't they be away from their families for a few weeks, 3 weeks for a playoff run? I mean, is it that bad? It's not, I mean, I don't know. Maybe because I was in the Army. Like, it's no thing for me, like 6 months, a year, like we're used to that. So I would think like 2-3 weeks is not that big a deal. But they're multimillionaires. They're pretty much used to getting what they want. They're not used to, and this whole season has been crazy. They're probably like, dude, all we've been through, at least let us be around our families. So, I mean, anyway, it's going to happen. If the players want it and with the union and everything, it's going to happen. So that is something. I would just think that players would be like, no, it's not a big deal. We can do this for 2-3 weeks. And don't worry about our families. They're at home. They're going to be safe there. We'll come do this and, it should be fine. But apparently that's not the case. News at ESPN on all the playoff locations, what the holdups are and why there is growing confidence that a deal to codify it could be struck next week. So we have the whole plan set in place. Just need to wait to get it official. But let's jump in here and see what people are saying. Why aren't they playing in a bubble on the East Coast where it's safer than in Texas? Texas and Cali. Who are they favoring? Because we all know a Manfred favorite kid. The past 3 World Series have been on the West Coast. They don't even care about the safety or anything else. They just want to be extra. One time a World Series was played in Arlington. Oh, you don't remember 2010? Only one time, 2010 and 2011, matter of fact. Come on now, Michael. Know your history. You could host a World Series in beautiful San Diego, but MLB puts it in a giant toaster. Oh, for Texas. Man, it's a new stadium. I don't care where they play it as long as they play it. And, you know, it is a dome or it has a retractable roof. So, you know, no fear of any rainouts or anything crazy like that. So, you know, I'm okay with it. But also, you know, the Padres might make it to the World Series. So if you played in San Diego, Padres get to the World Series. That's a completely unfair home field advantage. So, yeah. Rave Roberts, World Series should be at Dodger Stadium to make up for not having our All-Star game an extra 2 years. Oh, not surprisingly, you're a Dodger fan. You wanted it. You know what? World Series should be at Oracle Park. Should be at Oracle Park. Okay? No, not really. Like, just because you're a fan of a certain team doesn't mean it should be there. I mean, yeah, you guys missed your All-Star game. You're going to get it back. Don't worry about that. The All-Star game will be at Dodger Stadium. And I'm sorry that you guys did not get that, but that doesn't mean you get to have the World Series at your home park every single game. Stop. Someone else messing with the Astros here. So Rangers get home field advantage in the World Series. Yeah, they're not going to be in the World Series. Let's be real. I can speak for everyone. No one wants to see playoff games at that shit field. You know, it's not going to be that big a deal on TV. It's baseball. The field, the stadium. I haven't been there. I was planning to go there, but obviously we haven't been able to go. We're not allowed. I'm going to go check it out next season, assuming we're allowed next season, and have you guys a review for that stadium. I'm not going to speak on it. Yes, it doesn't look great from the outside on TV and whatnot. It looks like a big giant ass Home Depot. But you know what? Until I go and check it out, that's what I thought about the stadium in Tampa Bay. Everyone says it's a pile of shit. Tropicana. I went and checked it out. I freaking loved it. So, hey, this guy's mad. He wants an East Coast bubble. Yeah, I don't live on the East Coast, so I can't talk about that. I'm sure that sucks for you guys, you know, being very late over there compared to the West Coast. But, sorry. Hey, at least we have baseball. That's all I can say. At least we got baseball. Any chance fans will be allowed? Dude, you're dreaming. Whoa, dream weaver. I believe you can get me through the night. MLB Stephen A. Smith Burner says a bubble won't work in baseball. I get the need for it, but this is a disaster. Home field advantage plays a much bigger role in baseball than in basketball and hockey, where the dimensions are the same. I question the competitive integrity of this. Don't like it, find another way. I mean, they're not going to be having home field advantage because no one's going to be playing at home. It's going to be in a neutral ballpark. So I don't really know what he's talking about because they're not going to be playing at home. They're going to be playing at a neutral site. So obviously there's not going to be a home field advantage. And this ain't the real Stephen A. Smith anyway, because there's only one Stephen A. Smith. And if he was here, he would probably say that the playoffs in the year 2020 for Major League Baseball are an absolute and undeniably but not so humorous joke. And the audacity set forth thereof of this organization to play in a bubble in 2020, I categorically and undeniably disagree with, as the specified regulations observed in the regular season have been undeniably inefficient and unfeasible, and with the initiation of said plan must be congruent and coinciding with the proper safety guidelines, which Major League Baseball has no concept of, and the season has thus far been problematic, troublesome, and controversial, to say the least. This is not a bubble. This is Manfred trying to say that he created a bubble. The travel is a head scratcher and also setting up rules with 2 weeks left in the season. That's classic MLB Manfred. Can't disagree with that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why move the Dodgers and Padres out of their home park so that they could actually not have an unfair advantage because the other team earned their way to the World Series as well? It'll be an American League team. How do you call that absolutely ridiculous? Even if even as a Giants fan, I would say the same thing. I don't want the World Series to be all at Oracle Park. That's a bunch of BS. What are you talking about? This guy's got to be a Dodgers or Padres fan, right? I mean, yeah, a Dodger. Of course he's a Dodgers fan. Why are Dodgers fans mad that the World Series is not at Dodger Stadium? Are you not confident in your team that you guys can win anywhere? I mean, they're not going to have the World Series at one of the team's ballparks and not the other. Are you kidding me? I mean, what are these people talking about here? It's absolutely ridiculous. These comments are freaking wacko, man. Why not just let it go back and forth between two winning cities like it always has been? Because we're playing in a bubble. That's not a bubble. I don't know what's hard about that. I mean, it's they're playing in a bubble. Whether you agree with that or disagree with that is fine, but that's why. It's because they're not going to try to do a lot of traveling. We want to get through this thing. It's going to be fun. This is beyond stupid. Man, people are really pissed off about this. I don't know. Man, I don't have a problem with it. Let's do it. Globe Life Field it is. It's a baseball field, right, with a fence, bats, balls, hey, bases, let's do it, baby. World Series, can't wait. Unfortunately, we don't know what's going on with the Giants, so it's going to be interesting to find out and see if we can get back to baseball, get back to our winning ways, get in those playoffs. It's going to be a fun October next month. I cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think of this proposal, and maybe I'm off on this, but I'm not too pissed off about it. I don't see anything to be pissed off about, but maybe people want to play at home. Well, of course you want to play at home, but that's not fair. Don't you care about fairness? So Jeff Passan with the report. Let me know what you guys think down below. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because this is Humm Baby Baseball, the most exciting and thrilling channel on the internet, with exhilarating, steering, rousing, stimulating, and intoxicating analysis on the game of baseball. And in October, we are going to be talking about the San Francisco Giants in the World Series. It's going to be electrifying, invigorating, moving, inspiring, gripping, and compelling. So do not miss it. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. See ya.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.